Okay, so this is actually our final interview of the second day of the Aircraft Interiors Expo here in Hamburg. It's a special one. We always come to the IFPL stand because we always come and talk about in-seat power and all the stuff that you produce for the aviation industry. But today, actually, this is a special one because we're talking to the founder and CEO of IFPL, Geoff Underwood. So thanks, Geoff, and thanks for joining us on ABNcast. And we're here for a special occasion. The answer's here, isn't it? Or the clue. It's your 30th anniversary this year, so congratulations on that. Let's cheers for that. No, congratulations, 30 years. Have a sip.
I have to pretend that's
lovely.
Nice.
That's actually really nice. 30 years is a great effort. To go back to before to the founding story.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did IFPL come about?
Well, I left a company called GC Marconi when they closed down.
Yeah.
And decided I wanted to carry on doing IFE. I really enjoy the IFE world, and so I decided I would go effectively as a designer, a problem solver for IFE solutions. And one of the challenges set to me was that the headphone sockets were really rubbish.
Yeah.
And so I set about redesigning them from first principles.
Yeah.
And made the headphone socket go from about 5,000 insertions to over 100,000 insertions.
Okay.
And so I came up with this module, started hawking it around, trying to gain interest.
Yeah.
Took a while, but eventually that evolved, and I started making them in my garage.
Okay.
With my mum and my dad.
It's a great founding story.
Yeah, I started
from literally the garden shed.
Yeah, well, it was a spare bedroom.
Yeah. Okay. So you yourself, were you an engineer?
I am a
background.
mechanical engineer by trade.
Yeah.
And so we got into that.
Yeah.
Got our first order, and then did that at home. Did the second order at home in the garage, and then the third order was for about 10,000 units. And that's the point at which I thought, well, I need some people to help me.
Yeah, you've got a business here. All of a sudden, it's not a hobby anymore.
Yeah. And so so that's how it started.
Yeah, it's amazing to think someone can go from that to a fully fledged company supplying, some of the biggest organisations in the world. Do you think that's happening today? Was it possible for that to happen today, or was that a sign of the times?
I think so.
There's still that kind of innovative spirits out there.
Yeah. I think maybe people are daunted by that prospect, but I never really was. I didn't really want to go from zero to a massive company straight away. I was quite happy for that to grow organically, and over the years we've never borrowed a penny.
Right.
So we've grown slower than other companies, but we're still here.
Yeah. You've never been in debt.
Never been in debt.
Yeah. Well, that's quite something because we've gone through COVID in that time. So
COVID. We were very lucky with COVID. We built up a bit of reserve.
Right.
And so we had to let people go, but we were able to keep the rest of the team employed for the whole period of COVID until we recovered.
Yeah.
And then where we're based is quite a sort of a local recruitment area. So we managed to re-recruit a lot of the people that we had to lay off. So that was good.
Yeah. I'm sure that was, as a business owner and an entrepreneur, that does get you there.
It's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Worst thing.
You mentioned where you're based, and that's an interesting story in itself. So you're based on the Isle of Wight. For those who don't know the UK, the Isle of Wight is a really quite tiny island, obviously, as the name suggests, off the south coast of the country, just off Southampton there. Tell me about there's pros and cons, I'm sure, but what are the challenges about being located in such a position?
Living on an island and having a business on the island. Yeah, I mean, by rights, the business should probably be based in, Southern California or something. Okay. But nowadays, it doesn't really matter where you are. The challenges are that recruitment's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to encourage people to come to the island.
Do people have to live on? I mean, will they live off the island and commute onto it every day?
Commute over, but actually just physically getting people to and from, because there's no tunnel, not a bridge.
No, it's a ferry, isn't it?
Come by ferry.
Yeah.
There's a fantastic hovercraft service, but once they're there, we tend to have a low staff turnover, so it's pros and cons.
Yeah.
And we've got a great workforce, been with us, a lot of people have been with us.
It's a good lifestyle on the island, but it's a holiday destination, isn't it? So you get that kind of lifestyle as well as the work.
There's a lot to do there, They're very much an outdoor lifestyle.
Outside of the people, you've obviously got to get material on and off the island as well.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
Is that, no?
Never been an issue.
Oh, fine.
No, connectivity in terms of supply and freight is no different to anywhere else in the country. So
Yeah.
our costs, like shipping stuff in, it would be the same wherever we were.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, we don't have that problem.
And just why are you based in the Isle of Wight? Is that where you
It's basically
originated
where
from?
I was living at the time. I
Yeah.
grew up on the island.
Yeah.
My parents moved there in the 50s. My father came to work on the rocket program,
Okay.
British rocket program,
Right.
and that was based on the Isle of Wight, of all places. They had a big test site there, so they figured if they blew the Isle of Wight up, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
And how many people do you employ?
So we're roughly, it flexes a little bit,
Yeah.
but between 80 and 90.
80 and
at the
90.
moment.
And your facility on the Isle of Wight, you're in a... I haven't been actually. My colleague Greg came and visited you
Yes, he
and
did,
saw
yeah.
the facility. But you're in a sort of industrial
Well,
facility, are you?
we're
What-
fortunate. We actually have a quite a rural site
Yeah.
in the west of the Wight.
Yeah.
Beautiful location, right in the countryside. Very, very pretty building, award-winning building.
Okay.
And we have probably 50 or 60 people based there.
Yeah.
And then we also have another site in Newport, which is the biggest town on the island,
Yeah.
where we make the lighting systems.
Okay. You mentioned recruitment, and recruitment's an issue for everybody. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody will find it easy these days.
Yeah.
And then we know there's a lack of talent and engineers, especially just in the sector.
Yeah.
So how would you overcome that? I know a lot of small companies I speak to, they'll say, "Oh, we've got people who work for us for their entire lives, or for certainly decades." I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah.
So that's about keeping people happy and retaining them, but it's actually bringing in the new talent as well, because
Yeah.
you will eventually lose the older talent.
Yeah,
you know, so-
exactly. So we work with local schools.
Yeah.
So we try and encourage young people into a career in engineering or science and technology.
Yeah.
And whether that's with us or not, it doesn't really bother me. I think, again, the Isle of Wight being a fairly small place, you can get a bit of a merry-go-round effect.
Yeah.
So if
Sort of rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah,
idea.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's
Do the young people you talk to, what do they think about the aviation industry? It'd be interesting to know whether they still aspire to work in the aviation. Do they still find it exciting? I think it's always been exciting,
I
but
think
whether
so,
I don't know
yeah.
whether it's lost its bit of its gloss to a degree, or has it?
maybe I don't know. I mean, that's difficult. They all want
Yeah.
to be football stars.
Well, or YouTubers.
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
that's the problem.
It's easy money.
Yeah.
But when we talk to them, the challenge with young people is that encouraging young people to do science and technology, it's the hard subjects.
Yeah.
So,
There's also, I mean, and the jobs they get from that aren't the ones you can do from home. I mean,
not
you're
necessarily.
not going to.
Well, we do employ a lot of people who are remote working.
Yeah.
We're quite flexible.
Right.
And
There is the ability to do that. Yeah.
we are recruiting.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Good luck with that. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Tell us about, every business has its challenges. What do you feel what have been the biggest challenges that in the 30 years that you've run IFPL you've had to overcome?
We've been fortunate, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, my approach to the whole industry has been one of patience. Nothing happens quickly in this industry,
Well, that's
right?
well often said.
Yeah.
And true, obviously.
It is true,
Because it's true.
and so a lot. You've seen, over the years we've seen a lot of companies come and go because they've just been coming in trying to make a quick buck,
Right.
and they don't succeed.
Yeah.
But you've got to be patient. You've got to develop relationships. What's our biggest challenge? Well, I guess. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously, COVID was a major
Circumstances
challenge
you can't control, I suppose. It's always the biggest one, isn't it?
But I mean, recruitment's always been a challenge for us. But let's say once we got the people, we're happy, and they're happy.
So you said you started out with an idea for a new jack or for the headphones, and that was a single idea turning into a business.
Yeah.
When you were doing that, did you have any idea what you would end up doing in 30 years' time? Did you have a vision for it, or is it just sort of organically happening?
Yeah, organic's a good word.
Yeah.
I think I could see the potential for it, definitely.
Yeah.
And you only have to look at the number of planes flying and the predictions for the number of planes going out to sort of 2030.
Yeah.
So there's a growth there. I guess I didn't expect it to be quite as successful, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
we've got a great team of people all bought in and really dedicated.
Yeah. So today, your products are all around us, and we come here every year, like I say, and talk about what's new and innovative. You do in-seat power. Just go through the range of products that you do.
Okay, so the basic product, which we started with, were audio jacks, which grew into also other modules, so USB modules, combinations of audio and USB, and you wouldn't believe we've got 75 product lines just in that space, serving all the majors. The whole business was predicated on reliability and maintainability. So the headphone jack's much more reliable, longer life. We make a cassette module type of approach, so that if airlines kind of don't believe that we can achieve the reliability with our long life version, they can have one that's a quick release, quick change mechanism. We developed that into USB as well. So we use a cassette module, so the whole module doesn't have to be removed. You just pull out a little cassette that's got the guts of the connector on it. And that's a quick, low-cost change, because they will break. Everything breaks when it's put in front of a passenger, right? So we acknowledge that very early on. So that's the nuts and bolts of our basic business. And then on top of that, now we have developed our power system. So we have 300 watt power supply. We do simple USB power, which we're now selling direct to airlines. And then our lighting, which I can talk
So
to.
it's on the other side there.
That's over there.
The mood lighting, LED. We've seen a few other suppliers of that kind of thing.
So what's clever about ours is that it's a retrofit system, but it doesn't require any infrastructure changes to the aircraft. So you basically pop out a fluorescent tube, pop ours in, and you're good to go. We give you a little remote control, wireless controller, and all the light panels, they all talk to each other. And it's just a super low cost of ownership, real quick installation. A whole aircraft can be done in one shift. So it's absolutely, and there's massive weight savings and all sorts of things, really. And then the other benefit of it is we have this age correction technology, and so each light, it senses whether LEDs are starting to go dim, and it brings the light level back up. So it stays consistent for much, much longer. So there's a sort of a longer life to the whole thing as well.
When you think back to the 30 years that you've done this, what do you look back on and think are you most proud of in terms of achievements?
There's been lots of things I've been proud of. I think getting our first big order, getting specified on 787 particularly was good. But we've been very fortunate. We've actually achieved 5 Queen's Awards for industry innovation.
Those are innovation, are they?
And
and that's on particular products that you've.
So that's for the various products. Absolutely. So we're pretty proud of that. You acquired Cobalt in 2021. How was bringing in a different culture, a different company? Cobalt isn't based on the Isle of Wight. No, so they're based in Norwich. And we acquired them in 21. They were a growing company, but we're looking for somebody to sort of take it to the next level, particularly with the manufacturing. So that fitted for us. It was during COVID, so it was kind of one of those grow or die kind of situations.
Big risk in
high risk, but we were being sort of squashed a little bit, in what we were able to do. So we acquired them.
What did Cobalt bring into the business then? They were experts in
the lighting.
In the lighting side.
So it was all lighting. But obviously there's key skills within that as well. Some very bright people involved in that business. And
they're in lighting, they're bound to be bright, aren't they?
Right, challenge. It's the biggest challenge with that is that our traditional business has been based around B2B. So our business development activities were focused around 4 or 5 main customers, whereas with Cobalt, it's direct to the airlines.
Okay.
So now we've suddenly got 600 potential customers
Right.
out there.
So more customers, but smaller bits of business for each one, harder to.
And more peaky as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it was very much contract and project based,
Yeah.
as opposed to sort of a smooth kind of demand.
Yeah. So you're 30 years. This is the 25th edition of AIX. You've probably been to a lot of them, all of them, or
Pretty much all of them.
yeah. Okay. How's the show changed over that time then?
Well, I mean, what I like about AIX is that it's a static show.
Yeah.
It's in Hamburg every year, and you can plan, can predict. You know where you're going to be. You know where your hotels
You
are.
know where your stand's going to be. Usually, if you're
Theoretically,
yes.
you do. Yeah. Well, that's
Hopefully.
questionable.
Okay.
That's been interesting. I mean, I went to the first one in Cannes.
You were saying it was in Cannes. So
Yeah.
2 years. You said 2 years. I thought
That's
in
right.
Cannes before
Yeah.
relocating here.
We
Yeah.
didn't exhibit there, but we walked the floor, and then we exhibited, I think, in the first one. Yeah,
Right.
maybe the second.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been.
You're on the loyalty scheme.
We should be, yeah.
How's this year been? I mean, every year's probably got. I'm sure over the years, every year molds into one, and you can't remember one from the next.
They do.
Is this one stand out for any reason? Memorable in terms of memorability?
I think for me, I was expecting it because of what's going on in the world at
Yeah,
the moment. I
yeah.
expected it to be quieter.
Yeah.
But actually, looking around, footfall, it's been pretty good for us.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's probably not the busiest one, but certainly one of. You know.
I think that's the feeling we get. It's been busy enough, but the quality's been good as well.
Yeah,
And some of the maybe depends on what you are actually exhibiting, but some of the stands have been really, really busy, and to the point we can't even get in to do some of these interviews.
Right.
We've had to be put off.
Yeah.
You know, so in fact, we should have done this yesterday. But
Yeah,
you were busy, so
Yeah.
that seems very positive. What's your overall feeling about the industry? You've been and seen everything that's happened over the years. Do you hit 30 years of IFPL in a positive frame of mind for the future?
I do. I think it's still a growing industry.
Yeah.
We have to iron out the things that go on. As I said, you said, I've been in the industry best part of 40 years, and it's always a cycle, and you're always at one point or the other, a high or low, or approaching one or the other.
Yeah.
So it's always changing. You can't just stand still, and we're fully aware of that. So where are we at the moment? I think the industry's trying to grow in an uncertain world stage, and so that's tricky.
It's just a lack of predictability sometimes, isn't it? You can predict everything you can predict, and the others you have to just leave the chance.
Yeah, it's probably true of all business, and being business people, sometimes you just go, right, okay, put that to one side, that to one side. Just where do we think we should be going? Let's follow our path and just get on with it.
Yeah. What do you think about the British aerospace industry? I mean, we've always been pioneering. We live on an island. That makes sense, and we're avid travellers and pioneers in that sense. So it's natural that we should really embrace this industry.
Yeah.
Are we still at the forefront in some ways? Are there more potential?
In the IFE world?
Well, in just aviation in general, I guess.
Aviation. I mean, IFE, I think the UK, people from the UK have been very influential throughout the whole of the development of IFE over the years. Quite heavily dominated, really, within foreign companies necessarily, a lot of the time, but a very big presence. And I think that points back to our heritage and how the industry is evolved. Yeah, it's changing. We're not making quite as much as we did, but I think it's still there.
Yeah.
I think we need to encourage young people to.
I feel like some good little embryonic companies. There's some people trying to innovate. They just need maybe a bit more support than they get from various.
We don't want to get political.
No, we don't want to do that. But every industry would say that, wouldn't they? Because they want to be able to compete internationally. So, look, final question about yourself and the future for you. You've seen the company through 30 years. What's next for Geoff?
What's next for me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're still working to develop and expand the company. So, who knows where it's going to lead?
No. Okay.
But it's still exciting.
Yeah.
And we've got a great team. So, 40 years next.
Yeah. Well, exactly. That's the next big one. So we'll no doubt we'll be here chatting about it in 10 years' time.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Great.
Excellent.
Geoff, thanks very much for that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us on Aviation.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.